Hello, we're Weekend Football. I'm Michael.
I'm Laith.
And I'm Ross.
So last week's games, we've got our game going again. We got 1 point for the correct result and 2 points for a correct score. So we'll start with Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Ross, you went 2-0 Manchester City.
2-0.
You're the only one to get it right.
Always happening.
I got 3-1 Manchester City, so I get a point. And Laith,
I had a draw, didn't I?
yep, 1-1.
Did I?
Adamant that Aston Villa was
I think
gonna
it was
get something.
0-0 after 82 minutes, wasn't it?
It was, but that doesn't matter. So.
No, it wasn't the score, was it? Never mind.
United versus Everton. It was 2-1. Ross, you went 1-1.
1-0, yeah.
I went 0-0.
Huh.
And you went 3-1, Leif.
Yeah, I was close.
So you get a point.
Good.
Only point.
Deserved point.
Chelsea versus Arsenal. It was 2-0 to Chelsea. Ross, you went 2-1. So you get a point.
1 off.
And me and you, Leif, went 2-0.
Good.
So we got 2 points.
Marvellous.
And then West Ham versus QPR. It was 2-0. Ross, you went 2-0.
Don't remember that, but I'll take it.
I went 2-1. And then Leif, you went 3-0. So we all right on the result. Apart from you got a correct score. So at the beginning of last week, Ross, you were on 6. I was on 7. And Leif, you were on 8. And the end of this week, Ross, you're on 11. I'm on 11. And you're on 12, Leif.
Oh, can't say I'm not
Close run
surprised.
thing.
We've got a competition on the go with Republic of Mancunia. Ross, do you want to tell us more about that?
Yep, so we've teamed up with the Republic of Mancunia to offer a pair of VIP tickets for Man United versus Chelsea, which is on October 26th. To enter, all you have to do is place a bet using the app on a game or games of your choice. Then all you have to do is simply post your bet to the Republic of Mancunia Twitter page, which is at @R_O_M, or post it to their Facebook page. We've been promoting it on our social media sites as well, so you can check those out. Or for more information, just go to therepublicofmancunia.com.
First up, we've got Manchester City versus Spurs on Saturday at 12:45, which is on BT Sport. Ross, where do you think that will go?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's one City have dominated in recent years. I think they scored 11 goals against Spurs last year over
did.
2 games.
They
5
did.
at White Hart Lane.
Yeah, 5-1 and a 6-0, was it?
Yeah.
But so far this season, they haven't been too convincing at home. They've only scored 4 goals, I believe, which is the 5th fewest in the league. And they've gone 2 home games without a win. And the last time they went 3 without a win was back in 2010. Spurs are improving, but at the moment, I can't see City going 3 home games without a win. So I can see City scoring.
Yeah, Spurs haven't won at the Etihad in the last 4. But both have the joint second best defence in the league, which is surprising as a Tottenham fan. Leith, where do you think that will go?
City certainly haven't been convincing, but they have had some tough games. I mean, in the last 4, they played Arsenal and Chelsea at home. The Chelsea match 1-1, away to Arsenal, away to Aston Villa. I really thought Aston Villa would get a draw out of that game, and it was very close. But yes, City won 2-0 in the end. Toure and Aguero, I think, scoring in 8 minutes. Away to Hull, I was surprised to see City concede 2 goals away to Hull. But I think they're going to have too much. I think Aguero probably makes quite a big difference to City. And I can see City, although Tottenham are improving and Pochettino settling the team down, home advantage, I can see City winning that, but maybe only marginally.
Well, did you know Spurs are only one of 3 teams left in the division still unbeaten away from home?
They are unbeaten away from home. I think it might change on Saturday.
Do you think? Well, Aguero has, in his 93 appearances, scored 56 goals and contributed 26 assists.
Yeah, he looks like he's coming back into form. And I think, City, if you look at the head-to-heads as well, Tottenham haven't enjoyed travelling there in recent seasons. I think City may just have a bit too much for them. They've won 6 of their last 7 against Tottenham, home and away. So it's a team they enjoy playing.
And don't forget, before Tottenham beat Southampton at home 1-0, they hadn't won in 4 games.
Yeah,
but they're looking stronger and better. But at the Etihad, I think that'll be a marginal home win.
And the score prediction?
2-1 for me.
2-1. Ross?
I'm going to go 3-1.
I think it will be a game much closer than people think due to Spurs. They do perform away and City don't have the best home form of late, so I'm going to go 2-1 to City.
We're in agreement.
We are. Next, we've got Sunday's game, 1:30. This is on Sky Sports 1. It's bottom side QPR take on Liverpool. Laith, where do you think that will go?
QPR, bottom of the table. Terrible away record. Lost all 4 away matches, scored 1, conceded 12. But at home, they've had 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat. They've scored 3 and only conceded 3. So Liverpool haven't been doing great, but I think they're going to start turning it around, especially against QPR. So I do believe that I think QPR will get a goal. It might be a good BTTS away, this one, and I'd be surprised if Liverpool didn't win this match.
Yeah, Liverpool have only kept 1 clean sheet this season, which is away to Tottenham. Ross, where do you think that will go?
Yeah, basically just 2 poor defences by the looks of things. Harry Redknapp's come under a bit of pressure recently. He's only won 5 of his 32 Premier League games, which is quite startling, really. I thought they would be doing better than that under him. I just can't see QPR getting a win against Liverpool's attack with Balotelli. Looks like Sturridge is going to come back in. So I think they'll take advantage of QPR's weak defence.
Yeah, in the opening 7 games, QPR have conceded 2 or more goals in 5 this season. So only 2 games where they haven't
Not
conceded
great.
more
I
than
thought
2.
Corker and Ferdinand would be okay when they signed them in summer.
Consider 3 games, only conceding 3 goals. But I think Liverpool need to do something different, something special, and they've got the quality. It's just whether they're going to actually bring it all together. I think they should against QPR.
Yeah, they have the highest shot ratio in the Premier League, Liverpool. I know Mario Balotelli has the highest shot ratio as a player in the Premier League.
Just needs to start scoring.
He does. And
That's
I think,
not on target. That's presumably just
yeah,
shots.
that's shots.
Yeah.
It's not.
Shotgun.
Yeah. But quite an interesting stat. Liverpool have only failed to score twice in 35 league games.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah, last year top scorers were they? I think last season
with
throughout
Suarez
the league.
Away from home, they'd scored. They were certainly top goal scorers, 48 goals away from home. But away from home, they conceded as many goals as the bottom 3 clubs that weren't relegated, 32 goals away. So I can see QPR scoring, and I'll be putting my money on an away BTTS.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool. A game that's full of opposites. Liverpool the high scorers, QPR the high conceders. So I'm going to go 1-3.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I'll go 1-3, and I think Balotelli may actually get his name on the score sheet this week too.
And Leith?
I can't disagree with that. I think I might even have a correct score bet on 3-1 to Liverpool.
Now we've got our story of the week. So Weekend Football landed a BTTS+Result treble thanks to a last-minute Bristol City winner, which netted us £16,200. It's also been rolled over to next weekend to a BTTS+Result in the Man United and Leicester City game, which should land us £250,000, Leif.
Yes, that's right. Still a long way to go. We posted a treble BTTS win last Thursday on the international: Sweden, Russia, Israel, Cyprus, and Czech Republic, Turkey. It was 250-1 with Coral, and Sweden needed to score 1 more goal for that treble to land. So we just missed out by 1 goal. Israel and Czech Republic beat their teams by 2-1 away from home. Turkey were favourites to win the Czech Republic Turkey game. And I felt quite strongly about those remaining games that were in the following day on the Friday. So I put a double down on the Israel Czech Republic games, and that was 44-1 at the time with Betfair. So we put £100 on that, so £4,500 return. Took those 2 games and added the Bristol City match, which we'd also mentioned on the Thursday post. That was quite stressful. I was actually at my son's birthday party during the match, and it was 2-2. It seemed to be for about 3 hours, but it can't have been because the match was only like 45 minutes in the second half. We're in the 90th minute, and I was willing Bristol City to score, and they did that in the 93rd minute. Thank you, Wesley Burns, which brought in our 160 to 1 shot, 161 to 1 shot, again at Betfair. So that brought in just over £20,000 for the end of last week. Not a bad start to the weekend. There is £80 riding on those 3 games, which is now currently just under £13,000. We need Leicester to beat Newcastle on Saturday at 3 o'clock, and both teams to score, which is quite a long shot. The odds were 5 to 1 at Betfair, followed by United to beat West Brom at the Hawthorns on Monday night. So if it does come through on Saturday, it'll be a nervous Sunday and Monday for sure.
And I believe you're going to try and go to that
I'll certainly try and get there if I can. I'd like to be there if that comes in. So it'll be just £2,000 short of £250,000.
And do you think you were more nervous looking at the Bristol City result than the last time you won?
No, I wasn't actually. I actually was quite confident it was going to come in. Even though it was 90 minutes, I was still positively willing it. Whereas when I was sat up in my apple tree last October, it was exactly a year ago, October the 12th, 2013, and the Wickham goal went in. I think I nearly fell out of the tree, so I was a bit calmer this time.
And I think you might have been a bit more nervous had you known the Preston-Chesterfield match that happened a couple of weeks ago. Preston were 3-0 up, and Chesterfield scored 3 in the last half an hour.
It can happen.
Make it 3-3.
United have done it at White Hart Lane a couple of times in the last few years.
Yeah,
Sorry
right.
about that.
Next, we got our second Sunday game, which is Stoke versus Swansea. So Stoke have only won 1 in their last 3 home games, Leith.
Highly unusual for last 3 seasons. It's been very tough to get.
Fortress Britannia.
Yeah, it's not a fortress at the moment, but those home games they have played, and there's only been 1 goal in each of the 3 of them. So they beat Newcastle 1-0. People would argue that wouldn't be too difficult at the moment, the way Newcastle are playing, but they lost at home to Leicester 0-1 and to Aston Villa on the opening day of the season. You won't see many goals at the Britannia, and there might be 2 goals, I think, in this match on Sunday. They're both in very similar form, 9th and 10th in the form table, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats, almost the same goal difference. I think Swansea have scored a couple of goals more. Average goals scored 1, average goals conceded 1. It'll be a very tight game, and I would expect a draw in this match.
Yeah, they've only scored 3 goals at home this season.
Yeah, I think it's the fewest than any other ground, isn't it? In the Premier League.
I'm sure it probably is. QPR will probably match it.
Yeah, QPR have matched it with 3. But Swansea have only won 1. They've only lost 1 of the last 5 away games, and that was against Chelsea. So I think they're doing quite well on the road.
They are, but having said that, they haven't won in the last 4, 2 draws and 2 defeats, and the draws both against the northeastern team, Sunderland away, Newcastle at home. They lost at home to Southampton. A little bit of a surprise.
Boney did get sent off though, didn't he?
He did.
First 20
Yeah,
minutes.
I think that's what's hampered them really since the beginning of the season. They've had a few injuries, few suspensions.
We're going to call him Boney or Bonnie?
Bonnie.
Okay, which
Bonnie.
Boney.
Yeah, either.
But yeah, he does make a difference, Boney or Bonnie. He does make a big difference in the team.
He's a great player. I like him.
Yeah, I think once he finds some form, Swansea should also find some form again. But at the moment, he's not really finding the back of the net on a regular occurrence. So
They've done quite well, I think, so far, given his form.
yeah, well, they started off brilliantly, didn't they? Almost near the top of the league, unbeaten in 4. But the last few games, I suppose they were always going to drop. Nobody expected them to stay in the top 4 for too long. But yeah, they have had a bit of a dip in form over the last couple of games.
Yeah, I think Monk's bringing back the Swansea etiquette of passing, I think, because they've had the passing accuracy of 85.1% this season, which is the 5th best in the league.
Yeah, it's surprising as well, because I thought obviously they've had the likes of Martinez, Rogers, Laudrup. Thought after Laudrup with Monk, I thought they may struggle. I think they'd become hard to beat, but maybe not as attractive on the eye. But they've actually kept a good attacking style of football, and they're still good to watch.
Okay, so scores, Leith?
I'm going to have to go for a 1-1.
And Ross?
Yep, I'm in agreement with that 1-1.
I'm going to go different and say 2-1 Swansea away win. Last, we got Monday night's game at 8 o'clock. West Bromwich Albion versus Manchester United.
I think we might be watching that one.
I think we might. We're on course for 250,000. So I think we'll all be watching that in anticipation. So West Brom have only won 2 in their last 10 games, Ross. Do you think that will affect them?
Yeah, I do think it'll affect them. They haven't been in great form. I think they went to White Hart Lane, won 1-0 there.
They did.
Got a draw at the start of the season. But yeah, they haven't been in great form. United, again, slowly but surely improving. One thing that may go against United is that Mike Dean is the referee, and the last 5 times he's ref United, they failed to win. So that could be a bet buster right there.
Do you think he's going to have that much effect on the game?
Well, yeah, I
Really?
mean,
Mike Dean, you never know.
Howard Webb had a really big effect on Man United games.
What, you mean he was in their paid employment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't believe it.
He was the creator of Fergie time.
But yeah, I
True
think
story.
after the international break, they've still got the players that went away still seem fresh and fit and injury free. They have a couple more coming back in defence as well.
I'm not sure about the players that went to China. It's quite a long way.
It's like the South Americans.
yeah.
Di Maria.
Rojo,
It's a long way,
Di
but at
Maria.
least they didn't get injured.
They
That's
did,
the main
well,
thing.
hopefully they didn't get injured against Brazil.
Yeah. Well, they'd missed Di Maria because he's had a hand in, I think, 6 goals in his last 5
Transformed.
appearances.
With 6 assists as well.
Yeah.
Transformed the team, Di Maria, in my opinion.
I think Monday night football will be a hampering. Manchester United have won just 1 of the last 5 Premier League games played on Monday. But West Brom have an even worse record on Monday. They've only won 2 of their previous 18 games played on Mondays. They've lost 9 and drawn 7.
Are you becoming superstitious?
Yes.
Monday night football. I mean, does it really matter which night it is?
It's been said to. I mean, I think Arsenal have that kind of similar record at 12:45s on Saturdays.
I'd look at the teams and say that if you looked at pure stats, you could say United haven't won an league away match in the last 5, and they've looked very, very shaky in their second halves. But if you look at some of the players they've got, and the confidence is building, they just need to take that to the Hawthorns and have Di Maria on top form, and I think they should win it. I really do hope that they will win. I really do hope that West Brom will score, but we'll see.
What might help your nerves is Man United have scored more first half goals than any other side in the Premier League so far in 2014-15.
encouraging.
Scored 9.
Yeah.
So that might ease your nerves if they're 2-0 up.
A little bit, but if you look at United in the last, they haven't looked convincing even when they've won, but they have scored 2 goals in the last 2 games in their home matches against Everton and West Ham. They could have lost both of those games. They put 3 past Leicester, then lost 5-3, and they put 4 past QPR. So what, QPR were pretty poor in that game, but their average goals scored is over over 3 or just under 3 in the last 4 matches. So I can't see United not scoring 2 goals.
Okay, so score prediction, Ross.
Yeah, I think it'd be a similar United performance to recent weeks. I think they will start off quite well. I think they'll maybe go 2-0 up. I can see West Brom scoring in the second half and making it a nervy finale, but I think United will win 2-1.
And Laith?
I think there'll be a few goals. I was thinking about 2-1, but United won there last season 3-0. They drew there the season before 5-5. Anyone back that? 2 seasons before that, they've won 2-1. I'm going to go for 1-3, United to win 3-1.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-1 to United. West Brom have a poor home record against Man United. They've not West Brom have not won at the Hawthorns against Man United since 1984. So that puts my money on 2-1. So we're going to go through some bets for the live weekend games. Manchester City versus Spurs. Ross, where's your money at?
Yeah, I think Aguero's coming back into form and he's netted 5 goals in his last 5 appearances against Tottenham. So I'm going to go for Aguero to score 2 or more goals, which is best odds of 6-1 at Betfair.
And Laith?
I'm going cautious on this game because for me it could be 1-0, 2-1, 2-0. I'd just go for the home win, include it in a treble or an accumulator of some sort.
There's not much value in this game, unfortunately, because Man City are the clear favourites of the bookmakers. I'd go for a BTTS+Result at 3-1 and look at putting that on accumulator because 3-1, if you're putting a small stake on, it's not going to get you much back. And don't forget the BTTS insurance at Coral. They're what they're offering at the moment. That can be found on our website under betting and match specials. And next we got QPR versus Liverpool. Again, the clear favourites have to be Liverpool. To find the value would be pretty hard, I think, in this game. And I'd add it to the BTTS+Result accumulator with City. A double will get you £208 from £20, and the best price of that is Bet365.
Not bad, yeah. I think, is this one where we all agreed 3-1?
We all said 3-1.
Yeah, I just have a good feeling it will be 3-1. I can see QPR scoring, but I think Liverpool will be too much for them. So I'm going to go for a correct score, 3-1, best odds of 12-1 at Coral.
And Lath?
I will put money on the correct score at Coral at that price, and that's not bad. But certainly that will feature in a BTTS result, treble or accumulator this weekend.
And next we've got Stoke versus Swansea. Ross?
Yeah, I think there's not much to choose between the two sides. I went for the draw, 1-1 draw, so I think under 2.5 goals would be a good bet, and you can get best odds at BetVictor for that.
And Lath?
Definitely agree with the under 2.5 goals, given the stats at the Britannia this season with just 1 goal scored in those 3 matches. So I'd go under 2.5. I might even go for a 1-1 correct score in a lucky 15 with the QPR Liverpool 1-3.
As I've gone for 2-1 Swansea, my best bet would be BTTS, and you could even add that to your 3 accumulator. And next we got Manchester United versus West Brom. Lath?
I'm going to have to go for the BTTS away because I've already committed to that. And score-wise, I might be tempted to include a 3-1 scoreline in a lucky 15 with the Swansea and the Liverpool match.
Okay, I'd put it into a treble BTTS+Result for this weekend for the 3 live games. So £20 would get you 634, and that's best prices at Coral.
Coral again, okay.
Yeah, well, we'd all like to see the BTTS+Result in this one with a United win, so I've gone for that, and yeah, best price at Coral again.
Okay, thanks for listening. Good luck everyone with their bets. Next week we'll be talking about West Ham versus Manchester City, Swansea versus Leicester, Burnley versus Everton, and a big one, Manchester United versus Chelsea.
Oh, looking forward to that match, and we may well be popping open some champagne. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, and don't forget you can win tickets for those at republicofmancunia.com.